Welcome to Even Tacos Fall Apart, podcast where we look for moments of hope in the midst of adversity. I'm MommaFoxFire, and today we're talking about living with ADHD and Asperger's. This conversation hits close to home for a lot of people because these conditions are more common than some people think. Around 6 million kids in the U.S. have been diagnosed with ADHD, and many of them also have other diagnoses that go along with it. There are a lot of misconceptions about ADHD and Asperger's, mainly simply being hyper or socially awkward, when really these would be better defined as your brain being wired differently in ways that affect everything you do every single day. Folks with ADHD and Asperger's may find themselves losing track of time so completely that you might sit down and play a game at 2:30 in the afternoon, and suddenly it's 7 p.m. and you haven't eaten. Things like needing to keep everything visible because if you put something away, it literally stops existing in your mind. Or it's panicking when something doesn't go the way it's supposed to, even if it's something small. And the accommodations people need shouldn't be considered special treatment. They're basic tools that level the playing field. Extra time on tests because your brain processes information differently. A scribe because getting thoughts from your head onto paper is genuinely difficult. A quiet room because too much noise makes it impossible to focus. These things don't give anyone an advantage. They just make it possible to show what you actually know. The hard part is that these conditions are invisible. Nobody can see them by just looking at you. So people make assumptions. They think you're lazy when you're actually struggling with executive function. They think you're rude when you're actually dealing with sensory overload. They think you're not trying hard enough when you're actually working twice as hard as everyone else just to keep up. And then there's the whole self-diagnosis thing that sometimes drives people with actual diagnoses up the wall. Someone has trouble focusing once and suddenly they're posting about their ADHD. Someone likes things organized and they're joking about their OCD. It cheapens the reality of what people with these conditions actually live with every day. Real diagnoses come from specialists who do testing and evaluation. They're not something you pick up from a BuzzFeed quiz. But even that's a challenge, because seeing specialists is a privilege and not something everyone can access. So sometimes all you have is your own research and comparing your experience to that of others. Today's guest is Emmett, who goes by TrashLadd online. He was diagnosed with ADHD in 3rd grade and Asperger's in 7th grade. He graduated high school the same year we spoke with plans to become a developmental service worker so he can help other kids who are going through what he went through. He's real about the struggles he faced and still faces. This is a conversation about what it actually looks like to live with these conditions and how he's figured out ways to make it work. Before we get into the interview, I also want to talk about January for a minute because this month can be really rough on mental health in ways people don't always acknowledge. We just came out of the holidays, which is already exhausting. Then there's this pressure to have had a magical, perfect time, and if you didn't, then you're left feeling like something's wrong with you. Maybe holidays were lonely. Maybe family drama made them miserable. Maybe you spent them grieving someone who wasn't there. And now we're supposed to just snap into New Year mode and be all motivated and refreshed. But that's not how it works. January is cold. January is dark. The excitement of the holidays is over, but the credit card bills are just arriving. Everyone's talking about their resolutions and their fresh starts and the new year, new me energy. And if you're not feeling that way, it can make you feel even worse. Like everyone else figured out how to flip the switch into optimism, and you're still stuck back in December. You don't have to feel differently just because the calendar changed. New Year's Day is arbitrary. It doesn't magically fix anything or erase what you were dealing with before. If you're struggling right now, that's okay. If you're not excited about goal setting and self-improvement, that's okay too. You're allowed to just exist in January without having some big transformative plan. And if you are setting goals or trying to make changes, then be realistic about it. Don't set yourself up to fail by making promises you can't keep. Small steps and tiny progress count. Just getting through the day counts. The other thing about January is that seasonal affective disorder is real and it peaks right about now. Less sunlight affects your brain chemistry. That's biology, not laziness, not weakness. If you're feeling more down than usual or more tired or more unmotivated, then consider whether the season itself might be part of it. Light therapy boxes, vitamin D supplements, getting outside during daylight hours even when it's cold, are all things that can help. And if it's really bad, then talking to a doctor about it is completely valid. My point is that January is hard, and you're not failing if you find it that way. Be gentle with yourself. Reach out to people who get it. If you have no one who gets it, consider joining our community Discord to find a group of fantastic and supportive folks. And remember that you don't have to have everything figured out right now. All right, let's get into this conversation with Emmett about living with ADHD and Asperger's. This interview was honestly a last-minute thing that came together really quickly, and I'm so glad it did because Emmett brings a perspective that a lot of people need to hear.
Hey guys, how are you today? Alexander Online, hello. What should dinner be? Chicken. Do you have chicken? No, I told you chicken last time. I don't know what you should have for dinner this time. Pork chops with roasted zucchini and roasted carrots. How about that? Have, hey, just Angela, welcome. All right, you guys, we are here with a wonderful guest tonight. TrashLadd has agreed to join us. This was a last minute kind of throw together interview. So super glad that you said yes to this. But TrashLadd is a 17-year-old from Canada. So up north there, who graduated high school this year. He found out he had a learning disorder, ADHD, in the 3rd grade and has been dealing with it ever since. He also found out he has Asperger's in the 7th grade. And being made aware of that explained a lot about how he was and acted at school and home. He was planning to go to college in the fall for the developmental wow. I can't word today. Yeah. Developmental service worker course. There we go. I have to clap in between to get myself to say it. At a college in the city nearby, but feels he wouldn't have the motivation to do online learning, which is totally understandable. So he delayed that to get more work experience and money, participated in a few clubs at his high school, mainly the robotics team that participates in FIRST. What does FIRST stand for?
I honestly don't know, but it's basically just to get people involved in like STEM fields. Like
Gotcha.
Robotics and that.
Yeah, that's really cool. And the school's outdoors club where they go camping and do other outdoor activities, which sounds super fun to me. And he has struggled to find friends in school, so when he finds a group, he usually sticks with that group and forms a bond like family with them, which I understand completely. With the support of friends, teachers, and families, he's been able to step out of his comfort zone and get new experiences, more friends, and he even has a girlfriend who he's been with for 3 happy years, so congratulations on that. That's a big achievement. And thank you for being here today.
It's nice to be here. It seems like a welcoming group and all that, so I felt comfortable.
Good.
Coming to talk.
That's awesome. Alexander, he's from Canada. I had Chinese chicken tonight. I can eat from leftovers. Oh, eat that then. You got leftovers. Leftovers are great. As we go through this interview, you guys, we do have a question queue open. If you want to ask anything, you are welcome to ask it in the chat. You can use exclamation Q and then follow with your question if you would like, and that way it won't get missed because I am making sure to check the queue. But feel free to say, ask, relate, whatever you would like to do as we go through this. So my first question to you is, what would you like to be called?
You can call me Emmett, Trash, or just like Trash Emmett. The Goblin works too. I'm known by that because of my Magic the Gathering deck, which has 149,000 damage record.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it involves a token spam method with Krenko the mob boss and just doubling my goblin tokens each turn.
Wow. I have not played Magic the Gathering since high school, which was a long time ago. And now I understand they have it online and everything too. So that's completely different.
Yeah, I haven't tried that out. I've only played physical version with my friends.
Yep, same. Alexander, okay, so the first question is, how's your day going?
My day's pretty well. I wasn't working today, so I got to sleep in. That's always fun. Talked with a few friends, caught up with my girlfriend because she was working all of last week, so we didn't talk much.
Good. Yeah, it's I like the days where I can sleep in. However, my sleep schedule lately has been totally and completely fucked, so I've got to get that back under control. I tried to go to bed last night. I swear to you, I tried to go to bed at 11 and I still didn't fall asleep until like 1:30. So It's not good. So, especially right now, a lot of people are trying to find things to do in and around homes instead of going out and about. And I know that Canada's, you said they're kind of letting people go out and about a little bit more, but what are some of your favorite at home hobbies?
I've really gotten into visual novels and that. Like, my brother mentioned one like a year ago, and then I remembered it. Katsuwa Shoujo. It was actually created it was created off an idea by 4chan, if I remember correctly. So it's pretty funny, but it's actually really hard. It pulls on your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about you basically. Well, I guess this is somewhat I somewhat made an unironic joke. The character has a heart disorder and is made aware of that, so he's sent to a school for people with special needs.
Mm-hmm.
And basically from there, he you just choose your path and then you go from that.
Yeah.
And I also got to reading. So I went and reread Berserk. I bought this like a year ago, like in the summer. It's the first 3 volumes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, just reading, exercise. I only do a little exercise, and then catching up on games with friends. That's what I've done
Little
to
exercise is better than no exercise.
take the dogs for a walk.
Yep. Yep. Animals tend to keep you pretty busy. Oh, Alexander said I tried for 11. I saw 2 a.m. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I need to stop that. My kids get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I can't be sleeping for 4 hours and then that's it. It's not good.
Yeah.
So you said you're interested in being a developmental service worker. Can you tell us a little more about your experiences that made you become interested in that?
Basically, ever since 4th grade, with the ADHD, I've been seeing people like I've had people come to talk to me before tests, all that. Like I get to go to a quieter room, get extra time on my everything. And just knowing using what experience of stuff that I've learned earned the works. I feel like I can help those who struggled as much as I did back then, because, like, you're not gonna remember like, I was never able to remember stuff that was told to me immediately, so, like,
Mhm.
or just told at the board. I needed someone to come write it down, then read it out with me. So, like, using those tactics, telling the teachers what needs to happen, like, that I feel like that can help a lot more people who are struggling and give up instead of persevering and through that. Like, I just wanna help out with that stuff.
Yeah, kind of being that advocate for the kids who are going through what you went through. I think that that's great. That's a really I mean, we were talking, you asked me earlier how I got into being a mental health advocate and like it's very personal. A lot of the time whenever you pick a path in life, it is very personal. It sounds like that's what it is for you too.
Yeah, it especially went on in it especially pushed me in grade 11 because I was like, I've just realized that, "Hey, coding sucks. I can't do this. I don't wanna go into, like, coding." That was my original plan for after high school. But after getting put in a random place from the co-op class, which was at the elementary school right next to the high school, I found that helping out the kids in the classroom was much more enjoyable than anything else I've done. I was
Right.
passionate about that was the class that was the part half of the day that I was excited to go to school about.
So this is a little bit off topic sort of, but do you have a serial killer or true crime story that fascinates you?
I don't really pay attention to true crime, but I was always fascinated by history and that. I guess this one he counts as a serial killer, but it would be Simo Hayaha, who was a Finnish marksman during the Finnish and Russian Winter War, who managed to get a kill count of over 500, if I remember correctly.
Holy cow.
with the iron sights. He did
Wow.
not use a scope. He did not use a scope because it would give away his position.
Now that wasn't the same soldier. I think it was a Finnish soldier, but maybe it wasn't the same one, but who got separated from the rest of his troop and wound up doing a whole bunch of drugs and like going on some sort of crazy
No, that
rampage.
was
No,
not it.
different one. Okay.
Yeah, he was known by the Russians as the White Death
Oh, all right.
because the Finnish marksman group, the Finnish no snipe marksmen, were dressed in an all white like winter thermal uniform, and he would and with a white ski mask. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I have not heard of him. I'll have to, what was his name?
Simo Hayaha. I actually learned about him through a band called Sabaton, which is a Swedish power metal yes, who writes where they write songs about war, like battle history and battles and that.
Very cool.
Yes.
So you were diagnosed with ADHD at a young age, and then your Asperger's diagnosis came a little bit later. What was the biggest challenge that you had before your diagnosis? And once you got your diagnoses, did that perception change after one or both of them?
Oh, yeah, it was the real challenge before. Like, I didn't have the focus in class. I'd always be uppity, moving around. I couldn't sit still. But we went to see a specialist, and in the city nearby, he was actually at one of the schools in the city. So so like I'd be getting out of school to go to school in like the city nearby. I just nearly said the place. Basically just going directly to their like psychiatrist's office and be waiting there, he had this waiting room type thing, then go in there, sit talk my parents would talk with him for a minute while I for like 5 minutes I'd play around with the toys, then I'd go off to the other room and get tested. Really nice guy. He retired like a year before I was in high school. So
Hmm.
grade 8. Yeah. So like I hope he's doing well. I haven't heard anything about from him or anything. So
Hopefully, in retirement, he's doing great.
yeah, hopefully. It was like 5 years ago. Yeah, but after my diagnosis, um, it really showed. It really opened my eyes to the problems that people face because like there's like I only have it like there's way more out like possibilities of that could happen from people having these the like the autism spectrum. It's like it's enormous, like you it's there like someone could have Asperger's but have it differently than me. Like, my only problem with Asperger's seems to be that I can't really handle new situations I forget how it's stated, but just like if something's told to me, I can't remember. Like my short-term memory is horrible.
Hmm.
Like I was told if I'm told something like square, remember this pattern: square, triangle, circle, diamond, and then like I'm told to bring it. I'm asked what the pattern was. Like 10 minutes later, I'm gonna know that pattern. But if you ask it like 3 minutes later, I'm gonna fumble with my words.
Right. Yeah.
I It's just an opening
Hmm.
experience on what the problems are and that we need to try to help as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said that you were able to get some accommodations after those diagnoses to kind of help you with that in school.
Yes, a longer time on tests, able to use an iPad for notes and my work, scribes for just certain times. Like if I real like I also just can't write myself. I'm a storyteller, but I can't write it.
Hmm.
basically all like it just whenever I have to say it twice, basically.
Right. Well, yeah, because if you're trying to just let it come out of your mouth, that's different than having to let it go through your brain and then maybe come out of your mouth and then also either write or type it. It's completely
Yeah, you have to
different.
worry about the grammatical errors,
Mm.
punctuation.
Yeah. Autumn said, "Oh yeah, I'm the worst at any of those cumulative things. Working memory sucks." Yeah, I think that's a not an uncommon thing to have a struggle with, and then any diagnosis on top of it is just like, really, you really want to screw me over like that? So, can you describe what some of the symptoms of ADHD you experience daily?
Anxiety is a major factor in it, and just being like, well, I'm gonna go do this, or I'm gonna go do that. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. It's just I have I'm it's attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So I can't pay attention fully if I yeah, I pay attention to one thing, then I pay attention to another, I pay attention to another thing, and then I'm fumbling with my hands trying to find something to click. Like I had a pen somewhere on my desk before, but I broke it because I
No,
clicked
no.
it too.
Yeah, you're very much in the now kind of thing. Like whatever you're thinking of right now is kind of the
That's
what it is.
like I don't have a sense of what time is it? How long have I spent on this? Like when I get home from when school was happening, I get home from school, go downstairs, go on the Xbox, play with my friends. Then I wouldn't realize how long I spent on the Xbox. And
Right.
then from 2:35 goes like that, and what do you know? It's 7 o'clock.
So what do you do to combat that? Do you have some things that you've done to kind of set yourself up for success?
I set timers. I set just mm, try to schedule. I don't try to schedule. I just try to get myself going. I don't really have much things for it besides having a few timers.
Mhm. If you if you look at my phone, I've probably got 12 timers set right now just for
Yeah.
tomorrow. That's not I don't have ADHD, but that's just because like I will think of something and then be like, "Oh, I need to deal with that later." And then I go on to do something else. I'm like, "Man, what was that? What was that I needed to do? What? I know there was something, but I can't tell you what it is." So, I write little notes to myself all over the place. I put timers all up in my phone.
Okay, just grab another drink, my cup.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's just timers. Trying to get people to remind me to do something now.
So, kind of the same question for Asperger's. Can you tell us what that is for you and some of the challenge that you face with that?
I honestly, just something goes wrong. I can't, and like something doesn't go the normal way it is. Like I can't find my book. I can't find my phone. I can't find my charger. I start to panic somewhat.
Mm.
I think that's my Asperger's doing it.
Kind of the reaction to that.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
just something's out of the normal, something's wrong, and I know it, so I feel wrong, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much the only thing I face that I realize, and I can't and I actually don't fully know how to deal with it. Like, I just try to make sure things are in places that are in sight. Like my room, it's normally a mess. It's not like my room isn't a mess on the floor per se, but it's a mess on my drawers, my what's it called? My chair. Like I use that to hold my fan to my bed
Mhm.
at night, my in front of my TV. Just I have things in areas that I know where they are if I need them.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about that here before too, just the fact that every like a neurotypical person's order and orderly and organization might look like one thing, but that doesn't work for everybody. Like sometimes you need to keep something out on the counter so that you remember to use it or know where it is or something like that. And that's totally, I think that's totally fine. Do you think that that is something that supports you in kind of dealing with your diagnoses?
I would say, yeah, like just making sure, like as my mom put it, out of sight, out of mind.
Which
So
is good for some things, right?
yeah,
But not for things that you need to remember.
yeah, yeah. I would say, or like having it in a way that you know how to organize it.
Hmm.
I don't really notice or do a lot of things to help with my Asperger's and that. So
It's more the ADHD kind of thing.
yeah, the ADHD is bigger, but the Asperger's is there. It'll hit me every now and then.
Hmm. Yeah. Autumn said, I have no sense of object permanence. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like there are a lot of things I have made purchases where I'm like, oh, I don't have and actually it's right. Like I'm looking at it right there because I haven't put it away because I know if I put it away, I'll just order another one. But I was like, oh, well, I need a sprinkler. Like going through a divorce, my ex moved out. He took a bunch of stuff with him. Like I must not have one. And I went and looked and I do have one. Then I ordered another one because I was like, no, I don't have one. So now I've got it sitting right there. So I don't order another one before I get it set up. But yeah, like object permanence is one of those things that I think for a lot of people, organization means that you put things away, you put things out of sight. But maybe that's not the case for a lot of
Organization's
people.
just it's in a way that you know it is in my
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. That's also a reason why I keep my metal dice outside of their leather bag because I don't want to spend $50 to get more
Yeah.
for another caltrop that I stepped on. Screw the D4.
Yeah, it's definitely if you can organize things in a way that you understand, if it's your own living space, like that's all that should matter. And if it's not your own living space, if it's a shared living space, then have you ever had to have a conversation with your family members or friends about shared spaces before? Where it's like, hey, I need things to be this way. Can we come to some sort of agreement? How did that go for you?
I keep my things in this area and in my way. That is my area. Don't touch it. It's how I have it.
Did that work very well? Did you get any
Somewhat,
pushback?
yes. That sort of that sort of happened, and then like that was whenever we didn't have the Xbox and all. Well, we just got the Xbox, and we our house was a Nintendo console
Mm-hmm.
family. We had like we and I played a lot of Skylanders, so I had
Mm-hmm.
all those figurines on the thing. I put them away in their place. I put and when I took them out, I put them in the spot. Didn't then I would not leave them on the couch. I would not leave them anywhere else. They were in their area. That's how I dealt with it. And
Mm-hmm.
they realized that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess yeah, I've dealt with that. I we managed to we sorted things out, we compromised. So yeah.
It's good that your family's willing to compromise with you on those kinds of things. I know that there are some instances where families aren't as open. They're like, no, my way or the highway. Like that was one of my big things with my kids is that if they need me to do something differently, they need to just communicate that to me. However,
Yes.
my kids aren't the biggest on communication. So
Communication sucks.
yeah. So what
My
sucks most about communication for you?
describing how I am. Like, if I can't figure out how to say, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or what I'm doing, I guess describing what I'm doing instead. If they don't understand what I'm doing, I just get a little peeved. And
Mhm.
if they continue asking what I'm doing or that, it gets me more and more flustered, right? Flustered,
Mhm.
peeved, I don't know. Words. See, communication.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. Did you ever get aggravated? Like, did your parents ask you, how was your day at school? Like, I started asking my kids that, and I've just given up on asking them because all I get is,
Yep.
it's fine.
Yep. 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 Yeah, I get like repeated questions like that. Like it's the repetism. It's the day, it's normal. It's the same cycle. Like one thing changed. I don't need to mention that. Like Billy wasn't here today. Or Sue hit me. I don't care about that. It's not a permanent thing. I don't need to mention that.
Yeah.
It's just one, like if it's repeatedly happening, like Billy's not here. Billy hasn't been here for a week. Something might be up. I don't like we should maybe it if Billy was close to me, I'd reach out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd mention, "Hey, I I don't know. I Billy hasn't been at school for Billy hasn't been like the day was fine. Billy just hasn't been at school for the week. Any suggestions on what I should do? Should I reach out to him? Maybe ask what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you get asked something like something you're gonna get the same you're gonna ask a daily question. It's mainly gonna be the same. Like I don't like
Right.
being asked how's work. It's the same thing. I'm either sanitation or I'm cash. One person came in, they paid with old time nickels.
Did you get to keep the nickels?
Oh,
Oh, I remember I worked at Starbucks for a little while when I was in college. And one time somebody came in and paid with only $2 bills. Well, I knew because my grandmother worked at the Federal Reserve in Dallas.
mhm.
And so she would always bring us like the super new money and stuff. So I had never seen a $2 bill that wasn't super new. And these were all pretty worn. And so I took money out of my wallet to take those $2 bills home and swapped them out. So
That was more or less just an example.
right. Does what you've lived through help you relate to others in some way?
Well, I guess yeah. I I get to know how like other people. I get to know the struggle of living with living. Like I can relate to like if one of my friends with anxiety is having problems, I give them my coping mechanisms for anxiety. If someone has a way that they can't calm down, I give them the ways that I use to calm down. I close my eyes, breathe in for 5 seconds, hold 5 seconds, breathe out 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Repeat. If it doesn't work after a minute, try something else. Cold shower.
Right. I don't think I could take a cold shower. I mean, maybe if I was having a panic attack or something, I could force myself
Yeah,
to, but
like a hot summer day, I'm gonna take a cold shower.
mm-mm, still can't. And I live in Texas, where today, let's see what the temperature was today. I don't know that it got over 100 today, but I had to go outside um this morning and it was freaking hot. I was out there for about 10 minutes. It got up to 99 today. So not over 100. That's amazing.
I am Canadian, so I'm used to cold things.
Yeah. Now, I can't handle the cold either, though.
That's fair enough.
I can't do extremes. I don't like it over like 90. I also don't like it under like 40. I know. I need to live somewhere tropical, I think, so that it's just always a constant 80 degrees.
Yeah, you gotta worry about the tropical storms though.
I mean, we worry about tornadoes here, though. So that's, what's the
We worry about
what's the difference?
blizzards,
Yeah, I don't have to worry about
not
blizzards.
the Dairy Queen kind.
I don't think we've had real snow here probably for, well, let's see. Okay, last time we had real snow, my youngest was born because he hated it. Like hated it. So that was probably 2014 was the last real snow we've had. And I took him outside because I think he was about 1. I took him outside with me and my other kids were outside already playing in it. Took him outside with me, like set his feet, not barefoot, with shoes on, set his feet into the snow and he heard the little crunch sound and started screaming bloody murder. It's like, all right. So are there times where you're background of not being diagnosed, or besides your coping mechanisms where that's helped you connect with someone else?
I started talking with a friend from a few years ago that I got dissociated with after they left a group chat because I didn't know how to reach out to them. They put out in their Instagram story that a link for their Discord, so I decided, hey, why not try joining that? Talked with them again. We managed to talk more. They had some issues come up. I tried help. I tried just being the person to listen.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out. So I'm making a blanket for them because I want them to have something that they can feel comfortable in. Because a lot of stuff happened with them.
Yeah, that's really cool. What kind of blanket?
Quilt.
Very cool. I am not a quilter at all.
My grandma is, and she got my mom into it. So my mom got a new sewing machine this like 2 months ago. So she's been a real help with that. She ordered the fabric and all of that.
Is that one of those things that you can just zone into, is kind of making things with your
Yeah, it's something
hands?
like it's that's why it's something to keep me occupied. That's why
Mhm.
I lose track in video games. It's always something different. It's not the same thing. Like a multiplayer game like Apex Legends, I'm gonna play that. One round happens. Oh, that I lost. How can I improve on that? Oh, I know. Try this. And I'm with my friends, so I'm with my friends, so I don't just listen to my thoughts. I'm constantly
Yeah.
talking, making jokes. Like, look at you, you dumbass. Look at you. You landed in my spot. You landed at this area. I was here. The Mirage was here. You were here. My thing. Oh, look. And then he goes, you little piss baby. I got the gold at eBay or whatever. Just
Find your
banter.
own. Yeah, definitely for me, and especially dealing with depression, I know that's not something that you've listed as a diagnosis, but personally, like for me having depression, one of the things that really brings me a lot of ability to center myself back in reality is honestly talking to people while I'm doing games and stuff, while I'm playing, and just being in a voice chat and being like, poking fun at each other, or just talking about whatever we're doing, or whatever it is, or Slay killing me and 7 Days to Die repeatedly. It's just one of those things that it's nice to have a community of people who enjoy what you enjoy. I think that's just supportive of mental health in general.
Yeah, just having someone there that you can
Hmm.
count on.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. So these are really weird times right now. Do you have any advice for other young adults out there struggling with their own mental health?
Find something find something that motivates you. Like, something that motivated me was waking up, talking with my friends there and saying, "Good morning, would you sleep? How's that?" Basically, just find a routine of what motivates you and to keep doing that until things get into until something new happens.
Yeah.
Like, find some like one friend introduces you to another, that friend thinks, oh, I can introduce you to this person. Like, just join it, find a random Discord, join it, make new friends.
Yep. Absolutely.
I got into someone I followed on Instagram's private Discord, where because they had an opening. I managed to make great friends in that server, to the point where we literally just cracked jokes the entire for about a good hour based on one thing that I did. It was literally I literally just I asked out I instinctive I said that you want some gum to my brother, and then they all started saying, yeah, I want some gum. Hey, pass some gum. To the point where now every time one guy's online, I'll ask him, "Hey, how you doing?" And then he asks me and says, "Hey, you want some gum?"
Yeah. The inside jokes are real in Discord.
Yeah,
So you mentioned kind of routines. How important is having a routine to you? Is that something that supports kind of your mental
gets me
illnesses, or yeah?
it gets me out of my bed. It gets me going. Uh, yeah, when I have something to do, I get out of my bed, I'll go start it off, then I'll go from there. What happens? Like, hey, like if I'm walking the dogs and my neighbor's out walking their dog, we'll stop talk for a bit, then we'll just go our separate ways after that interaction, and then just that's something new that happened.
Does it ever mess you up to have your routine interrupted a little bit?
No, not really.
No.
It's a something new. Like if it's time, it's the time that it like if I wake up an hour late, that will interrupt me. Like if I sleep in and then while I'm in the shower, I accidentally doze off and I take like 30 minutes there. That'll mess me up. I don't have time for breakfast. I got to get to work.
Yeah, those kinds of things are. I know if I get interrupted, and having children, I get interrupted a lot. So whenever I get interrupted, like I think I was saying this earlier, but just the running list in my head gets interrupted too. So it's like I have to order this, or I have to do this, or this needs to be done. I can't tell you how many times this morning I was like, it's trash day. I have to take out the trash. It's trash day. I have to take out the trash, like over and over to myself. So I could remember before the trash guys got there. And it still took me, like they were driving down the street before I got it out there. So it's, it is what it is.
Yep.
So if you decided you didn't want to become a developmental service worker, what would you want to do instead?
Guide the next generations.
That's really cool. Not a lot of people can teach.
It also helps with the whole and like my mom's a teacher. And both of her parents were teachers.
Yeah.
They met and as younger. His brother one of his brothers or one of his friends was going on a date with with her sister, and he was like, here, I'll take you along and talk with her. And then he put it straight forward. Do you want to go to a movie? If no, that's fine. If you do, I'll pay for it. We'll have a good night and then I'll get you back home. Then from there, he started being a teacher. And a funny thing that came from that, well, I guess from there, yeah, they got together, went, and they both became teachers. And
Mm-hmm.
from a funny thing that came out of my grandma getting her French teaching degree for French teaching was that she was accused of plagiarism because of how well her French turned out but she literally forced my grandpa outside whenever she was doing her tests and that because he was French.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of patience to be a teacher. And I have teachers in my family as well. My grandma was a teacher and my dad was a training officer for the fire department. But I could never. I don't have the patience. I don't have the energy to pour into that. And also, I don't know how it is in Canada, but teachers are so poorly paid here that it's just like you can barely make ends meet with it. But
They're not poorly paid. It's not that they're poorly paid here. It's just that There, not to get political, but it's the premiers. It's basically depending on which premier's party gets in, wins the vote.
Mm. Yeah.
Because one group likes the teachers, one group think the teachers overrated. They're in currently, and that's why there was a whole lot of striking this year.
Yeah. Politics really messes up a lot of stuff, honestly.
Then, yeah, but it's also there's an absurd amount of teachers without a job, like people who get their teaching degree but just can't get hired.
Yeah. I think we have the opposite problem here. I think that we need more teachers. I think that because I've still seen what's the there's a program that I see ads for all the time. It's like Teach for America or something. And they're like, whatever you do, you can be a teacher right now. We'll put you through this and you'll be paid. Like you don't have to pay for it kind of thing.
Yeah, but all the Canadian teachers without a job think, let's not go down. Let's not.
Oh no, God no. They're not coming down here. No way. I don't blame them. Like it's a shit show, and I live here. Autumn said task switching is so difficult it can completely dump my working memory. Exactly. Yes. So like if I get interrupted on something and I'm trying to remember something, to do something or whatever, if it's not like in my line of sight when I walk into the next room, I'm going to forget about it until something else kind of triggers it for me, but it's just gone. It's just gone. But yeah, I don't blame teachers in Canada being like, I'm not coming to the US. Like it really is nasty down here for so many different reasons, but especially for teachers right now.
But like all my experience with substitute teachers, they are amazing. They put their heart into what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We had a substitute teacher come in because one of the teachers because the teacher was on maternity leave. So from there that teacher took the greatest care. Like they took care for us, like because that was possibly one of their only chances at teaching. They wanted to make sure that they got the best out of us. We respected them, they respected us.
That's great.
Yeah.
So if you could wave a magic wand and eliminate one common opinion or misconception or theory around mental illness or talking about mental health, what would it be?
It's all the same. It's not. I'd get rid of the people thinking, I have anxiety, I'm just as bad as you. No, you're not, princess. You might have some sort of anxiety, but guess what? People have it way worse. You're not like just because you have it once, and also just people self-diagnosing.
Yes. Yeah.
That pisses me off so much because like there are people struggling who can't get diagnosed, and you have the full possibility to get it, and you won't. You're out here. Oh, it's my OCD. No, it's not. You're just being a bitch.
Yeah. OCD is one of those that I think a lot of people misunderstand what it is to begin with. But
Just all the jokes, people comparing all of them together. Inform yourself.
yeah.
That's what you need to do. Learn what's going on. Learn
Mm-hmm.
how that you can help out the best you can. And if they don't want your help, just leave them alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also one person's anxiety is not the other person's anxiety. Like my anxiety is going to be different from Autumn's anxiety, or my depression is going to be different from, Bite Mark's depression. Like they're not the one and the same. What works for me is actually the opposite of what works for Bite Mark. So, and what works for me with anxiety might be the exact opposite of what works with someone else. So you can suggest, and we talk about this whenever we do the Wellbeing Wednesdays too, but you can say this is what worked for me, but it's really hard to say you should do this because it's going to fucking cure you, because it's just the likelihood of that happening is so slim.
Right away because it worked for you.
Yeah. Yep. So I definitely agree with you there.
Something that it really gets me.
Fairly. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say, like, I'm struggling with this and have somebody else say, oh, well, drink this apple cider vinegar every day and you'll be better.
That gets rid of warts. I'm not putting that in my system.
I cook with it. I use it to put out the fruit fly traps too. I'll put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in the bottom of a jar and poke holes in the lid, and it catches fruit flies. So
oh my god, fly trap. My dog got caught in one.
Oh no.
So he was literally sticky all over for a week. So
what kind of dog do you have?
He's a Shih Tzu.
Yeah.
He's this tiny little yapper.
Right.
He's one of my best buds. He'll always be there for me, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you have any other pets?
I have I've had a lot of pets. I had 5 cats before. 4 cats before these, then our 2 current ones. Hamsters. We learned the hard way not to put males in the same cage.
Yeah.
I've had a fish and another dog. passed away like a few years ago, like 3 days after Christmas. So
Yeah.
it really bummed us out. Like we couldn't even be there for death. He was at a caretaker's place because we were down in Florida.
Aw.
So I'm like, we're glad to know that he passed peacefully,
Mm-hmm.
but just I don't think I could have been there whenever he died.
Yeah. Yeah.
He may
That's
have
hard.
chewed up everything, but he was still amazing.
I know. I have one dog. He's outside barking right now. I can hear him, but he pees on everything, and I'm like, still, when he dies, I'm gonna be really sad. Also, he's
Yeah.
really old, so it probably will be in the next year or so, but that's okay. It'll be sad. Autumn said, if you say mental illness 3 times in a mirror, a white lady in a live, laugh, love t-shirt will show up and ask if you've gone outside.
How
Get some sunshine and go for a walk. All your ails will be cured. There's only so much wishing for good things that's going to actually do anything. Autumn, I feel like the next time I see you, I need to bring you a live, laugh, love t-shirt, though. You can be that white lady. Well, I kind of open up the floor to you and say whatever else we haven't talked about or anything that you want to say. Chat, if there's any questions that you have as well, you're welcome to ask them in the chat, and then I'll just open it up and say whatever you would like to throw out there as far as resources or sites or personal recommendations or anything we didn't cover, whatever it is. I'll just hand the floor over to you.
I just say reach out to any mental support group and do your research on the topics. If you need that help, go get it. Like, your voice will be heard, but you need the first step that needs to be taken is you realizing that you need the help.
Yeah. And I'll add, like, if you're having a hard time advocating for yourself, find someone who's willing to help you advocate for yourself.
Friends, they're amazing to help you get through this stuff.
Yep. Like, I won't ask for a bottle of ketchup at a restaurant, but if you need a bottle of ketchup and you say, man, I wish I had some ketchup, I will track the waitress down and get you a bottle of ketchup.
Your friends are your best allies here. Like, get someone that you trust and stick with them.
Yeah.
Like, if they may need your help, then you help them, and then whenever you need help, if they don't come helping for you, find someone else that you can trust. It's all depends on if they'll scratch your back. Because once you find the person that will scratch your back, you best fucking scratch theirs.
Yep. Yeah, have each other's backs for sure. Absolutely. That's what friends are for. Well, thank you again for coming on here. Chat, give me just a minute to disconnect with our guest here, and then we will be live playing some RuneScape because the beach event started today, so I have to go check it out. And also, I'm not done with my yak track yet, so there's that. But I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
That was my conversation with Emmett, also known as TrashLadd, about living with ADHD and Asperger's. There's so much more effort that goes into things that other people take for granted. Emmett sets 12 timers on his phone just to get through the next day. He has to keep everything visible because out of sight really does mean out of mind. He has to explain over and over why he needs things to be a certain way in his own space. That's exhausting. And this applies to so many conditions beyond ADHD and Asperger's. When your brain works differently, or when you're dealing with mental illness, you're constantly doing this extra work that nobody sees. You're managing symptoms, you're using coping strategies, you're trying to explain yourself to people who don't get it. You're fighting just to keep up with what comes naturally to everyone else. So if that's you right now, I want you to know that the effort counts. The fact that you showed up today, even though it was hard, counts. You're not failing just because you need accommodations or systems to help. You're adapting, and that takes strength. Emmett also talked about finding people who will scratch your back if you scratch theirs. That's really what it comes down to. You need people in your corner who understand that friendship goes both ways. People who will advocate for you when you can't do it for yourself. People who will ask for the ketchup bottle when you're too anxious to flag down the waitress. And when you find those people, you show up for them too. If you don't have those people yet, then keep looking. Join a community Discord server for a special interest. Reach out to that person you used to be friends with. Take the chance on making a connection even when it feels scary. The right people are out there and they're looking for you too. I also want to circle back to what Emmett said about self-diagnosis and people comparing mental illnesses like they're all the same. This matters because when people treat mental health conditions like personality quirks or jokes, it makes it harder for people with actual diagnoses to be taken seriously. It makes it harder to get accommodations. It makes it harder to ask for help. So if you have a diagnosis, don't let anyone minimize what you're dealing with. And if you don't have a diagnosis but you think you might need one, then go get evaluated by an actual professional if you're able. There's no shame in that, and that can really help you better advocate for yourself in future situations. The last thing I want to say is that Emmett's decision to become a developmental service worker is exactly the kind of thing that gives me hope. He went through hell in high school. He struggled with focus and memory and anxiety and sensory issues. And instead of letting that break him, he's using it to help other kids who are going through the same thing. That's powerful. Taking your pain and turning it into something that matters is really powerful. You can do that too in whatever way makes sense for your life. Maybe it's a career direction like Emmett. Maybe it's volunteering or advocating or just being there for a friend who's struggling. Your experiences aren't wasted even when they hurt. They give you insight that other people don't have, and that insight is valuable. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you for a favor. If you are enjoying this podcast, please take a minute to leave a review or a comment wherever you listen. Reviews really help other people find the show, and that is what helps me also know that this is reaching someone out there. You can subscribe so you don't miss new episodes, and if you want to support the show, the easiest way to do that is to share it with someone who might need to hear it. And you can even find ways to further support at tacosfallapart.com. You can find me, MommaFoxFire, on social media, and you can join our community Discord if you want to connect with other listeners. All the links are in the show notes. If you have a story you want to share or a topic you want me to cover, feel free to send me a message. I love hearing from y'all. Thanks for listening today. Remember that struggling doesn't make you broken, needing help doesn't make you weak, and asking for accommodations doesn't make you difficult. All of that makes you human. This has been Even Tacos Fall Apart, because sometimes things fall apart and that's okay. Sometimes things falling apart is how we figure out what we're really made of. I'll catch you next time.